Andrew, would you like to join us for a little 3, 2, 1 hello?
Yes, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome to How Obsessed Are You? With me, Hetty Austin.
Myself, Sanjay Arif, and our special guest...
Andrew White. Hello.
It's not Nathan Eagle.
It's not. Nathan's not here.
Nathan's not here.
What,
He's in the Norfolk Broad. He came back really healthy last time. Do you remember?
It was
He
a
looked
highlight.
so good.
You were like, what? Wow, the
Yeah.
Cotswold are good for you.
Even my mum was like, Nathan should go to the Norfolk Broads more often.
Oh, is that where they went?
Yeah.
We got to ask you things now. We got to do a brief
We'll do a brief.
of what the podcast is. What is the podcast? We got it nailed down, didn't we?
We are 3 friends. We met on the comedy circuit. That's still
I
applicable.
mean, that is still true. with
Still
Andrew.
true.
Yeah.
Still true. Andrew, we met. Yeah. And we tend to get obsessed by things quickly.
You and I do, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a quick hobby and it's changed our life. And then the next week we've generally dropped it unless it's a lifelong one.
We hobby hop.
We're hobby hop.
Yeah, I like
hobby
that.
hoppers.
I like that little term.
That's a good name for the podcast.
That's what we
Hobby
should have
hop, I
named the
know,
Hod
maybe we should change
podcast.
it.
No,
Again.
it's too late now.
Changed it too many times.
Hobby hoppers.
Hobby hoppy. Maybe that can just be a hashtag.
Oh, hashtag hobby hoppers.
Tweet and Instagram hashtag
Oh.
hobby
Alright.
hoppers.
That should be our merchandise.
There, yeah. Oh my goodness, you should do some merch.
Should we?
Yeah. You do single item merch. It was short.
You can get one of something for your dad.
You don't have to bulk buy. Is what I'm
That's
saying.
beautiful. That's so nice.
Yeah, when we do our live stuff, maybe that should be the thing.
do
Maybe that's what we should call our fans, hobby hoppers.
Hobby hoppers. Oh, hello, hobby hoppers.
But-
Oh, that's even nice too.
All 4 of them.
Hello,
Hello, hobby hoppers.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it so
we
much.
go.
Oh, Andrew, you're so full of good ideas.
Yeah.
I like it. But Andrew,
Hello, welcome.
you don't strike me as a hobby hopper.
No, I'm very much a hobby sticker. I think.
Yeah, it's
I
not as
get
catchy.
Yeah.
things And no, it's not as catchy.
It's not as
No.
catchy.
No, but like I got into football and I'm just still into football and there's not many things that I dip in and out of. There was a loop pedal down there that was very
Yes.
short lived, although I kept trying to make it work.
You did keep bringing it
What
out,
was
didn't
this?
you?
What were you trying to be Ed Sheeran or?
I was trying to do loop pedal comedy.
When was this?
This was like 2017, 2018.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
You didn't do it that much
No, mainly at previews.
because it didn't work.
It did work. It mostly was okay.
It was funny, but it didn't fit anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I think you put it in every show for a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the first thing to drop. And it was funny. It was funny. I'm surprised you never saw it. He did like observational comedy, but had the backing
It
track.
does ring a bell,
How did it
actually.
go again?
Observation.
Yes.
Comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a Seven Nation Army.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It was a bit of silly whimsy, but not everyone can pull it off.
I blocked quite a lot. Remember there was a time that I meant it as a compliment to you, and I said something about your train bit, and I went something like, "Oh, I've never seen that bit work before, but last night it worked," and you'd done it like 8 times.
Brilliant.
And I was like, "Oh, it worked last night."
Got there in the end.
That would have cut me at the time. I mean, it still cuts a bit now. I don't mind.
So Andrew, hobby sticker.
Yeah, I can't. There's a few bits and bobs that I've sort of gotten out of. Like I've done drag a little bit. That I wouldn't say
Yeah.
consistently enough to.
I can see the wig,
probably
yeah.
get there, yeah. This is actually a very convenient room to just point the different hobbies I've pursued. I tried gig photography for a while as well. That grey bag's got my camera in it. I used to go and photograph the Alva Bank for Jake.
Yeah, I do remember this.
So I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
How do you approach if so? Those are all sort of new. So you took up a bit of drag, you took up the photography and the loop pedal. How do you approach if you're approaching a new hobby?
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's a. What was your pick one of them, and what was your inspiration for starting it? Like,
Ooh, we'll start with the gig photography, I guess.
yes,
I really, I was running lots of gigs at the time, so I wanted to take photos of my own gigs, and I always really valued seeing high quality photos at gigs. So I was like, I want to do that. And then one day, maybe the first day I took it out, the settings were perfect, the lighting was perfect, and the photos came out great. And I was like,
I can do
I'm
this.
actually
Do
like that.
this.
I'm a
Yeah.
natural.
I love that.
This is my life. This is what I should be doing. Yeah.
And then because there were a few photos that I really, really liked, I kept trying to pursue that. And then when eventually I realised I couldn't do that without learning I gave up.
Ah, and
Oh,
you
you gave up, yeah.
Because that does happen. That certainly happens. I don't know if it happens, no offense, more to Hetty and Nathan. When they see something, they go, I want to be amazing at that.
Yeah.
Start it, and then they're like, oh, I'm not amazing.
I don't like trying.
Drop it.
I just want to find something I'm instantly good at.
Yeah.
I see something,
Yeah.
and I want to be at that level, and I will obsess and obsess until I either get to that level or I really can't do it.
I'm a bit like that with dancing. I'm not really okay with the level I'm at. I want to be the best of the best.
Yeah, so you both definitely have that in you.
That's why I don't really like
Other
comedy,
things.
because I have to try.
Yeah, comedy.
That's not an instant.
Trying in
I
comedy.
went bowling a few months ago and I thought, I haven't been bowling for years. Maybe this is my sport. I fucking hated it. I was so terrible. I just keep waiting, hoping that I'll find the thing that I'm
just come
really good
across
at,
it.
and it hasn't happened yet.
In particular, a sport or
Just anything in life, anything that I was like, right, this is what I'm put on earth to do, and this is how I'm going to make my living, this is how I'm going to live my life.
Weren't you going to do like roller derby at one point?
Yeah, that's another one I can talk about.
You could get all your rage out on that one.
Oh, but I know someone that broke her ankle recently that's done that.
Well, they're evil there.
Okay, so I was just trying to see if you approached hobbies in an obsessive way. From that one, it doesn't seem it.
No.
No, I'm not like deep diving. I literally just bought the camera, like not loads of bits of kit. And
So I don't think you're really going to suit us as a guest. We'll just
carry on.
Move on.
Get it out.
Wait for Nathan to come off holiday.
Come
Thanks
back.
very much.
Thank you.
See you later.
Good.
I just wanted to know a little bit more about you, Andrew.
Yes.
Before asking you, Andrew, what are you obsessed with?
I see you didn't give me this week because
No, because it's a long-term
It's a
one.
long term.
clever.
Andrew, what are you obsessed with this life?
Well, I will go with musical theatre.
Nice. I've said nice, but already. Bloody hate musical theatre.
Well,
Let's get into it.
Because I could have picked a few things. I thought I picked this. 'Cause I thought you'd both have varying reactions to it.
I do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I also thought it would be fun because there are loads of musicals based off of your obsessions
Yeah.
from previous episodes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tell
this
me
is good.
those things.
Like Titanic the musical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's a bit dull actually, that one. To Catch a Predator the musical.
Aren't they all? Is it really?
Yeah, it was like an
Genuinely?
Yeah.
No way.
You,
watch
you,
that.
you guys wrote a musical.
We
did
started
try
one.
to start one,
Yeah, we started one. But
haven't-
Andrew here is way too much of a perfectionist.
Yeah, we have very different writing styles.
But-
I'm wanting the perfect line, and he's like, "That's good enough."
Yeah, but not flippantly. That's good enough. That's good enough. I'm like, all right, we've spent a day on this one line. Let's put a pin in that. All right, let's use the one we've got, and if we think of something better in the future, we can come back. And I was just like, no. Or was. I think your writing style has really changed now
Yeah.
from working with annoying people.
Yes. I've worked with lots of annoying people who are far more perfectionists than me, and I'm a much easier customer now.
It's irritating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. You never. Yeah.
But we're going to do a Lion King prequel.
Yeah. Because we went and saw that Ursula musical.
Yeah, and that's doing quite well now, isn't
It
it?
just keeps getting
Yeah.
bigger and bigger. What was it called? Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
It is really good, but I think we both had all of us I think, had the takeaway,
Yeah.
which was like, oh, we could do that.
We could do
Yeah.
that.
We
Yeah.
went and watched it and could not believe the response of the audience. Just
Yeah.
like people were just like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. What clever writing! When it was just wicked underwater.
Yeah.
And it was good. And we were like, well, let's just do that with another Disney movie, and everyone will come and see it and love it because it's already you're using someone else's IP. But yeah, it was fine, and I wish them all the best.
But it's like that though. If you're on a night with a musical comedy act, like we all hate that, don't they? Because audience love them because they've rhymed words together.
Yeah.
And they've got to be a certain type of actor who are genuinely good for us to go, that's brilliant.
It needs to be a good punchline
Yeah.
that happens to rhyme. The rhyme has to elevate
Yeah.
an already good joke, I think.
I could imagine there's some very good musicals that I haven't seen.
Oh,
I expect I will love The Book of Mormon.
I literally went to see it last week.
Was it very good?
It was very good. It was bloody funny.
But you do like a lot.
No, but true, okay. But I think if I was to show like a gamut of like, okay, if you don't like musicals, or you don't know about musicals, here's like a selection to get you into it, I'd put Book of Mormon in there because
Nice.
it is genuinely laugh out loud funny,
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's...
not
That's,
like theatre funny.
I've hooked.
that's exactly it. It's theatre funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like theatre funny.
No,
Oh,
because
it's lazy.
theatre audiences laugh at anything, don't
Oh,
they?
it's so...
Oh, yeah, it's painful.
And there's also West End Live, which is a big free concert of all the musicals. That's, I would say, if you're not into musicals, that's not a good advert for musicals.
Which one?
It's called West End Live. It's a concert of every single musical, and it's not a good advert for musicals because it's like everyone playing their most generic stuff, and it's every single musical, which includes the bad ones. So you can sit there and watch this, go, oh god, this is
What
I
are
hate
the bad
musicals."
ones?
Wait, I'm not up to speed. What are we talking about?
So it's a concert every year. called
Yes.
West End Live.
Got it.
Every West End show gets like a 10-minute slot.
Oh, for like that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a good advert because there's lots of stuff on the West End that's really crap.
Yes.
And also, it's then like the most generic commercial stuff of that crap.
I get it now. I wondered why these will be... I was like, are you talking to me about a YouTube video or something? But
Yeah,
no, I get
it's
it.
a live-
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
I want to dig down into the history. Have you always loved musical theatre?
So I got into... I was really into acting and like the school plays and stuff. And then my parents signed me up for a musical theatre group called Big Little in Bournemouth. And that was, I guess, age 8, 9. And yeah, I've loved it ever since. Really, I've been in lots of musical things. They went to see. They went to see me. They took me to see Oliver with Rowan Atkinson at Drury Lane when I was like 10. That was amazing.
Nice. Was that your first...
And that was my first. That's certainly my first West End musical. Yeah.
Oh, very good. I don't have... I'm familiar with the story.
Yes. Yeah. Over.
Although I think growing up I did like the TV musical for Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Songs are nice.
Nancy,
There you go.
the song as he needs me is one of the best songs
Oh,
ever
I
written.
hate that. song.
What?
She's just screeching.
No.
As long as he needs me.
Have you heard
That was
Jodie
disgusting.
Oh, it's so
disgusting
good.
to my ears.
Oh
Ah.
no, that is that.
Don't like it.
That is one of my shower songs that I've got ambitions to play Nancy.
Is the "Thank You Very Much" song in Oliver? Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Consider
That's the nicest
yourself.
thing that anyone... Yeah, that one.
Consider yourself.
No. I'm
Oh,
thinking... No, that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. And if I had a cannon, I would fire it. Boom!
You just made that up. I don't recognise that.
I don't have a cannon at all. I'll say thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing anyone's done for me.
Is it a parody of Oliver?
Yeah.
I've heard...
Is it a bit like The Simpsons? Because everyone
It
used to
very
think
much
guys and dolls. We're just a bunch of crazy guys and dolls. And it's not actually from guys and dolls.
It could be from The Simpsons, maybe.
Yeah.
But that tune is in my... That tune is going in my head a lot.
Yeah.
That song, yeah. It's particularly the line, if I had a cannon, I would fire it.
Oh.
But seeing as I don't have a cannon at all, I'll say thank you very much. Come on, that's got to be from something. Please,
Don't
someone
do
who's
this,
listening, message in whether I have gone completely insane.
Scrooge. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's from Scrooge. There's a Scrooge musical.
There is a Scrooge musical, yes.
It's a musical of anything, mate.
It really is.
I would really like to mention, if I
This is the voice you were doing.
that's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done.
It was right.
I'm not insane.
I've never
Where
heard
have
this.
you seen
What-
Scrooge
where have I seen
the
Scrooge the
musical?
musical.
I don't know. Where has this come from? This is really niche. I thought I
Yeah.
was going to be obsessed, but you're obsessed.
I don't know where I will have picked that up from. Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Maybe that came to you in a dream.
That is in my head a lot, that song.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
every time I say thank you to someone, I sing it in my head.
Wow.
Every single time. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm going to look up the lyrics
Maybe
now.
you like musicals then.
Yeah.
No. There are some musicals I like, but...
I think this actually really works because I'm in between both of you. Because I had similar upbringing to Andrew. I did performing arts. I wanted to be a musical theatre actor. I studied performing arts, and my teacher wanted me to apply to drama schools to do musical theatre. I wasn't quite good enough at the singing and the dancing, and musical theatre was my life. And then something happened, and now I cannot stand it.
You can't
So
stand
at all.
Well,
what, doing it or watching it? All of it?
it would have to be a particular musical for me to want to go see it.
What musical?
I like some. So my favourite is Hairspray, obviously,
Yeah.
because I would be a good, or not so much now, but I would have been a good. I went to audition for Tracy Turnblad, but ironically I was too tall, which was
Tall?
for a show that is like about be anything you want,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not if you're over 5'6".
That's ridiculous. That is crazy.
Yeah,
I saw who was in. I saw Hairspray 2 years ago with
Michael Ball.
Michael Ball. That was
Yeah.
it,
It's very excellent.
yeah. Go on. What would you go see?
I liked Hairspray, the movie with
John Travolta.
John Travolta. I did like that.
Turnblad.
And I thought I found him very funny. And I liked all the songs as well, because they're like really...
Oh, the musical's so much
Soul,
better than the
yeah.
movie.
So the music is cool. There are definitely musicals I do like. And I just don't like bad musicals. And I think there's a
Yes.
lot of bad musicals.
Yes.
I will say there's a high, like the British musical theatre is in a real, in my opinion, dire straits in terms of creativity. It's been lauding Andrew Lloyd Webber far too long.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Webber is shit. He's bad.
Cats
God,
is
what was
one of the
Cats
worst
about?
things I've ever seen in my life.
It's horrendous.
I don't
I-
understand.
I thought that was a fever dream. I went to see
Yes,
it when I was
I
at school.
know.
And I thought I'd imagined Cats. Like, what is going on? And we tried to study Cats. And our conclusion was like, it's just some stories about cats.
Yeah.
There's like nothing else to it.
I've seen Cats twice, and I thought the second time around, I
Sorry
thought
for
maybe like 'cause the first time I saw it was a kid and I didn't really understand it. Now, having studied the genre of musical theatre, I'd get it. No, it was shit.
Yeah. I also
What a waste of my life.
There is a production of Cats in New York at the moment where it's like sort of reimagined as like the ballroom culture of the 80s.
Oh.
And all the cats are sort of like doing the runway, and it's all like underground drag and stuff. And it's still a fever dream, but it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's terrible. Cats is terrible, and Lloyd Webber has produced. So I think this is a problem. I think a lot of people hate musical theatre because when they're a kid, they get taken to Cats
Yeah.
or similar, and they think this is shit because they don't see what else the genre can be. I guess a big part of it is the culture of musicals back then was to have a hit as well.
The Memory
Yeah,
song is
Memory.
good. Yeah, that is good.
As long as there was something in the charts like Barbra Streisand doing Memory, then
Yeah, that is
all
good.
right.
Barbra Streisand.
Yeah,
is,
that was
you know,
another thing, was the big song in it. But that's another thing. I mean, a lot of musicals rest on their one song. don't they?
Wicked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. The other thing with musicals is the culture's shifted in the last 20 years, but it used to be that musicals were a reflection of popular music. So the musicals would be written in the style of the time, and you'd have lots of hits in the charts from musicals, like Memory,
Yeah.
and way back in the 50s and stuff, like Rodgers and Hammerstein would have loads of chart-topping hits. But now that means when you go look back at those musicals, they feel really dated because they are dated. They're rewritten to the style of the 50s or the 60s, whereas contemporary musical theatre is now much more an open playing field.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you started earlier, you were talking about the musicals you would recommend
Yeah.
to get someone into it.
Mhm.
Book of Mormon is
Book
one
of-
of them.
Yeah, Book of Mormon, Cabaret.
I really want to see this. I really want to see that. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
bloody brilliant.
Not
Because
seen
it looks so different because they've done it immersive basically, haven't they? It's
Yeah.
kind of that is what I want to see.
So the new Cabaret is literally
Yeah.
in the Kit Kat Club, like you're a
Yeah.
patron in this
cool.
underground Berlin bar. But it's beautiful. It's one of the best
It's
pieces
brilliant.
I've ever read.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
I do like stuff like that.
Don't like the jukebox musicals.
Yes, yes.
It's
What's
too
a jukebox
many.
musical?
When it's the set to the soundtrack of
Yeah.
a particular band.
Ah.
So sometimes it's the story of a band, like
Yeah.
Jersey Boys is the story of Frankie Valli with Frankie Valli's music.
Oh, I don't
But
think
I
I've
sometimes
think
seen
it's-
I think that's
Sorry.
acceptable because I really like Carole King musical.
Yes.
Excellent because her music works for that, and I do like Mamma Mia.
Mhm.
But I think Mamma Mia is the pinnacle, whereas when they're just doing like Take That and oh no, I hate it. It doesn't work. It's cheap, isn't it? Like make your own songs.
It is cheap, and I agree. I think that and sort of like because there's not a lot of originality in musical theatre. If you look at musicals, they're almost always based on something, which is fine. Like Cabaret is based on a book, but it's still like an amazing piece of theatre. But like just to do it out of, you say it's a cash grab to do Game of Thrones the musical.
Yeah.
The musical. I do hate it. It's really cheap, and because they know that people are going to buy tickets anyway, they don't care about the product. They don't try and make it work.
But I guess, I mean, that's not just a problem of musicals. That's a problem with anything where they have more sequels than they need for a movie, because or they make a movie of a franchise that's popular just as a cash grab. So I can't hold that against musicals, and I won't. But carry on with your list. You've got 2 in. I haven't seen either.
Cabaret, Book of Mormon. Oh goodness, it's tough because I want to show a wide spectrum, but also don't want to have something so bad that it puts you off.
Because this will be very telling if I've not seen any on your list as to
Yeah.
why I probably don't like them.
I won't put Les Mis or anything in there. It's too heavy.
I haven't seen it.
I
haven't seen any version.
I
of
haven't
it.
seen Les Mis. I've only seen the film, but I like the music of Les Mis. So I don't know why I've not seen it. It's just
The most I've seen of Les Mis is Andrew's Les Mis football chant on stage. That's
Who
it.
am I?
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
That's fine. Oh, I didn't say it was good.
Oh.
Just it is very good. It's very
Little
funny.
Shop of Horrors.
Okay, it's one of I've seen
Yeah, I've
the
seen
Rick
versions,
Moranis
yeah.
version. Oh, and I did see an amateur production
Yeah.
of Little Shop of Horrors when it came to the King's Theatre,
Mm.
and it was awful.
This is the other.
It
Yeah.
was so bad.
This is the other problem.
Yeah,
with musical
musicals. Yeah.
Even my kids didn't like it.
especially if you're living in a regional area,
Oh,
like
dear.
if you're not living near a big city like London, a lot of regional theatre is amateur, and a lot of amateur theatre is bad. And I don't want to hate it. It's great. It's a lovely hobby to have, but you're putting people off the genre. Stop.
Well, I say, I mean, it was amateur, but it wasn't like Portsmouth production. I think they were touring it.
Oh, they really do?
So it was like semi-professional, whatever. I don't know what level it is, but it was going around theatres around the country. That they had loads of like magazines for it and posters and stuff. Like it was like
Yeah.
they put a lot into it.
There's a lot of companies that have like a really rich backer who like just love musical theatre or left it in their will because they loved the amateur musical theatre. There's a company in Bournemouth that have a lot of money and they stage massive productions in the theatre, but it's terrible.
I went to see an amateur production of Evita.
Oh no.
Did you have a nice time, Eddie?
Oh, it was just a challenge.
Amateur productions should be banned from doing anything with an accent. I fully believe that, and not just on racist grounds. Just
But yeah, also the
practical
the
reasons.
mics kept cutting in and out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
didn't you
was.
see- Didn't you go and see Six and the sound was awful or something? You said.
Went to see Six recently. So Six was a like that was a classic thing for musicals because by this point I was out of musicals. I was like, no, I can't stand them. I hate them. And my friend Jen was like, oh, I'll book it. It'll be a good girls' weekend. Good thing to do. She's like, you'll like it. It's funny. And I remember going into work going, oh my god, I've got to go see a fucking show about the wives of Henry VIII. Like, what the hell? This sounds dreadful. And then the way she got it to me was, she was like, it's only 80 minutes.
Okay, no intervals, straight through.
It's more of a concert though, isn't it? That I've heard,
Well,
rather than a
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought it was great. I thought it was really clever. I like the fact it was only 80 minutes. I could commit to that. And it was like a concert. It was clever. Really, really loved it. Went to see it again last year. Oh, just the noise. So loud. Should have had them earplugs in.
yeah.
The sound of it ruined it for me
I
completely.
heard complaints about the noise. I think they had a problem with tech and stuff that.
And
I heard about.
but again, like I brought someone along on the verge of me saying this is brilliant, but they're not I think it was like you brought someone as a musical lover. Do you know what I mean? Like you've sold it wrong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
This is to be honest, even with professional touring productions, because they're there for such a short period of time. There's not a lot of I mean, it doesn't matter so much for Six, but like they can't get in and tech and set everything up properly to the professional standard it needs to be done.
Every place has their own
I mean,
way of running.
the current touring production of Shrek is meant to be terrible.
Oh, I heard.
Really, like
I've seen some.
costumes are terrible.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures
Really?
of costumes like
Swimming
what
cap.
people expected and what
Oh, that's
there is
funny.
on
Yeah.
stage and stuff. Yeah, because they can't take this like big animatronic all round.
But it's a
country.
shame because I just find that the West End shows are so inaccessible to most people, and it's a thing, isn't it? If you go to London, you go see a show. I don't like that, and I just think, oh God, you spent all that money to sit through it, and you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's too much of there's too much of a risk. Whereas things like Cabaret, I know I like the music, so I'd enjoy it. Chicago, I'd
yes, actually.
always love to go see Chicago.
Yeah, I like Chicago
But then
too.
it's that is a particular type of music, isn't it? So things like I want to go see a Chorus Line.
I've got tickets.
Have you?
Yes,
I'm jealous of that.
Yeah.
I want to go see that.
Is that a musical chorus line?
Yeah.
So
What's that one?
What's that one?
Yeah, what's that one?
So it's these group of dancers auditioning for their dream role in this Broadway production, basically. But you just get little snippets of their lives and their hopes and dreams and why they're doing it, and one of them like just.
It's sort of the Hollywood era, golden era, isn't it, of musicals? Because one of my favourite films of all time is Singing in the Rain.
Nice. That's a good one.
Because that is like a...
This is the one where I'm like, I'm not seeing it. I've seen the scene when he's singing in the rain. Yeah, lovely. But I've not seen the whole thing.
Oh, I love Singing in the Rain.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So sorry.
I watch it every Christmas. It's always on, and then Sid Charisse comes on. She's the sexy dancer with the long legs, and I always remember my nan and my aunties. That always a thing. They go, "Oh, Sid Charisse, legs right up to her neck."
That would be horrific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Your head on some
Yeah.
legs.
Oh my gosh.
Christ.
legs up to her neck.
That makes me think of it in Toy Story. There's the
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
the
yeah,
toy
yeah.
that's just legs and head.
But that's the thing. I'm surprised no one's done Toy Story the musical.
Has it?
Oh,
No.
there probably is.
Probably.
No.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of people like produce their own amateur stuff. And actually, to be honest, Disney make their own musicals. They do like 30-minute musicals in their parks and stuff.
I saw the 30-minute Lion King one at Disneyland Paris, and it was very enjoyable. But it wasn't. It was just a collection of the songs,
Yeah.
and they're great songs. So and with loads of visuals and acrobatics, that was cool.
I've not seen Lion King.
And I did see the Lion King musical in London,
Yeah, no.
but again, it's just all the songs from the film, not much else, with great visuals and costumes and stuff. So I did really like it, and there was a bit in it that just made me go wow when they did the stampede of the
Oh, yes.
buffalo or whatever they were. It's not buffalo in Africa, is it? Water buffalo, yeah, it is. They did the stampede of them, and the way they did it on stage was just fantastic. It looked amazing.
Yeah. This is the thing is, like, it is annoying that the West End is inaccessible, really. I'm very privileged to have a lot of free time and freedom to sort of go up and get
cheap
£15
tickets. Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what Jen does. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is annoying because the best stuff is on the West End because it's got especially stuff that's really bedded in. Like I went to see Matilda.
I like
the other
Matilda.
week, and that's been running for so long now that it's just like too
Well-oiled.
perfection. It is. I would recommend you. Actually,
Yeah,
I'd like
you-
my
yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah, I would.
You like
I would
Matilda?
enjoy it now because I saw the
That
movie.
song makes me cry.
Yeah.
Which one?
When I grow up.
Oh, it doesn't make me cry. It's a great song.
Oh no, on the stage it really. Oh,
Makes you do it. I saw the movie, you know, the Tim Minchin one,
Yeah.
and
not great.
it was fine, but I loved the Danny DeVito one so much
Yes.
that I was like, why
Yeah.
does this even exist?
Well, we went. I went to see that with my cult friends. We went
Yeah.
to see the musical cinema, and then we all came out with the feeling of, oh, actually, I really want to watch original Matilda.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, I've never seen it. So we
Oh,
all,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
we all
nice.
sat around and watched original Matilda, and we enjoyed that more.
But since I've seen it a couple more times, and as its own thing, I think they're worlds apart. The two adaptations, and I really like it. I really like the songs from. I really like Tim Minchin's songs, and I probably would enjoy the stage show if it's like if they're really good at it. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go and see a version. I'm not going to go see an amateur production of Matilda. Yeah.
Well, you can get £10 ticket.
Yeah, you can.
With TikTok on the RS. I'll send you a link.
That's something I don't like. Is the crowbarring in
Yes.
the story and
Yeah.
like progressing the story in a song.
Yeah.
Like I've just got so much against too many syllables. Like because they're trying to ram in like something really important.
Yeah,
I just hate it.
It's bad songwriting.
Yeah,
I
like that.
will say what is really good and really amazingly integrated is Come From Away.
Yeah, Jen goes on about that one. Yeah.
Really good. In fact, I'd add that to my list. I'd go Book of Mormon, Cabaret, Matilda, Come From Away, and then I don't know what I'd pick as the
Oh,
fifth.
Little Shop of
Oh,
Horrors,
Little
you
Shop of
said, yeah.
Perfect. Those five. If you watch all 5 of those and still don't like musicals, fair enough. It's not for you.
So I think I've seen Matilda. I've only seen the movie versions, but I've seen Matilda and Little Shop of Horrors.
Mhm.
I don't think I've seen the other 3. I've already forgot what you said.
Book of Mormon, Cabaret, and Come From Away.
Okay, right.
So Come From Away.
Come From Away, I haven't ever heard of.
So it's an amazing story. It's because all the planes got grounded after 9/11.
Yeah.
And it's the story of this little village in Canada that's got an airport, but it's not really used anymore. It's from the war, and like hundreds of planes get grounded at this airport, and it's all about this village taking in hundreds and hundreds of people. And this is their lives and their stories, and they're trying to get back to loved ones. And one of them's got like a firefighter son in New York, and they're trying to find out if he's alive. And
So why is it approached? That sounds like a wonderful story. Why is it approached as a musical?
That's what I was just about to
Yeah.
ask. Why is that a musical and not like a
I don't know.
TV series? I don't know. Like, I think that's the thing that I struggle with now is why is that a musical and not this genre?
Yeah, I and sometimes you do watch things and like this shouldn't be a musical. This isn't the right genre for this story. Whatever. But with Come From Away, it's you just have to look at it and go, well, whoever saw that and thought this is an amazing musical is
Works
genius
well.
because they've made it. To pardon the pun, they've landed it perfectly.
Is it big? Sorry, I talked over your
That's
pun.
right.
I know you were so excited about it.
No.
I saw you lift the microphone closer to your mouth and everything, and I ruined it. I'm sorry.
That's
Do you want to?
No,
we don't
no.
often do this, but if you want another take of that joke, so there's a
It
better
would be
version of it.
demeaning. It would be
Would you
demeaning.
like a
No,
one?
no.
So we can go with it if
It's
we
all right.
we've
I'm
got that
sure
one in
that-
the bank, and if you want another version, how big is that musical? So I've heard of the other 4,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard of that one. Is that like the new hot?
I've heard
Big
I would
one?
say it's one of the new hot big
Yeah.
ones. It's
Oh,
currently touring the UK. It's finished its West End run now, but it ran for a long time.
Hmm.
There's American productions going on, and I think they've just relaunched a new. So a lot of musicals will be carbon copies of the first production. So it'll have like probably a Chicago trial run, then it'll have a run in Broadway. Then the entire production, set, costuming, everything will get copied to the West End, and then that copy will go around the tour. And then a big moment in a musical's life is when it gets the first non-original production. So it's like a new reimagining of the story, of the music, of whatever. So it's just had its first reimagining.
So how old is it?
9 years old.
Because I fully accept I'm only seeing the very surface level, the stuff that has been, like accepted in the mainstream
Yeah.
and then adapted to film.
Mhm.
So that was it. I can't think of. I've hardly gone to see any actual musicals. So I'm not here staunch. I hate musicals. They're rubbish.
Yeah.
It's just my experience with them has not been great.
I think a lot of people think like that, and it's because what is commercially successful is never as good as the artistically interesting stuff. And especially if it runs for a long, long time, it's got to be a tourist trap. It's got to be sort of digestible for families, for people that don't speak English that well, for every it's got to have a long shelf life. And artistically, you can't do lots of exciting, crazy things with a musical like Les Mis or Wicked, for example. They are set. They're the big ones.
Can't take those risks.
But the exciting stuff is happening in smaller theatres in America, to be honest, often, and underground, I'd say.
Oh, underground musicals.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one of these. Is it like with bands where there's
Yeah.
people like, I like that before it was mainstream?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm betting on Bronco Billy. It's sort of
Betting on Bronco Billy.
You've
like,
heard it here
heard
first.
Bronco Billy.
Hot take.
I went to see it in the Charing Cross Theatre. It was like 200 seats, and it's about this travelling sort of like cowboy show in the 70s, and they're trying to get onto this TV show to get their fame and fortune, and they pick up this woman who's hitchhiking, who's the daughter of a massive chocolate empire. So she's the heiress to millions, and she's running from her evil stepmother, who's trying to kill her to get the millions herself.
This sounds good, and I'm up for it. But when I watch things, I'm like, oh god, this is a parody of a musical. Like I'm expecting at one point this woman is in like a spotlight singing a ballad about her life.
I love chocolate more than my daughter. I'll eat the chocolate every day. The chocolate brings me money and she brings me pain. Go off to the cowboy place.
Oh, it's pretty
Here we
good,
go.
isn't it?
Yeah, we go.
But then,
West End hit.
but it does do. It doesn't do any like wanky ballady stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it does do
What?
when it does stuff like that, it does it like with a knowing wink. It's like, oh look at us, we're doing like camp musical, and it's quite
Okay, all right. I'll accept that.
fun. Yeah.
What was that? You told me about a musical you went to see, Andrew, that was doing just that. It was like taking the piss out of itself, but it did it so much, you didn't like it.
Yeah, I do hate a little bit because if you do it too much, it's like, well, why are you doing?
Why
that?
bother?
Yeah, you can't bring too much cynicism to musical, in the same way that you can other art forms. I can't remember what that was though, but yeah, I don't like things that a little bit of like, I get it, we're in a musical, but if you're just doing that all the time, it's just like it's a bit lame now.
Thought, do you know what? I'm done with musicals, and it does hurt me because that was such a big part of my life. That was what I was desperate to do.
Yeah.
And even like my dancing now is kind of connected to it. Like when we do the shim sham, it's like a set routine, and everyone just knows it. So like you'll be dancing, and then all of a sudden you hear the song of the shim sham, and then everyone just breaks out into this choreographed routine, and
That's
it's like
really
a real
fun.
life musical. And I think this is great. I love this.
I think I would really enjoy being in a musical.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
That's why we
100%.
started
We
that
should go
one.
back and finish.
I want to
What do you
be.
think we should do? Because you got another idea, the game show one.
Oh yes,
I like that one.
Quizzical, the game show musical.
Can
think
I
it'll
be
be a harder
involved? Can I
sell.
play this time? You didn't let me play last time.
Yeah,
I don't think you
live here
wanted
now, so
to
we can
last
actually do
time.
things.
Oh yeah, but I secretly do still want to be a musical
Be
theatre.
more honest, Teddy, with us.
I hate musical theatre, but I just want to be a star.
There's a theatre called the Dominion on Tottenham Court Road, Dominion Theatre. They always have like short 3-4 month runs, and it is always tourist trap bullshit. Every Christmas it's Elf. They had
Oh yeah,
a Grease
no
production
interest.
that
Oh,
was
don't
amazing.
even.
At the moment, they got Sister Act in there,
yeah,
The King and
no.
I, and it's all like really stripped back, especially because Dominion's massive, so it's a really large stage with hardly any set on it, oftentimes projections, so rather than having like backdrops, they'll just project, which I hate. And that theatre itself, the Dominion Theatre, needs to burn to the ground. It represents everything wrong with musical theatre, in my opinion.
I like hearing you so impassioned,
Thank
Andrew. That's nice. About a very unimportant subject. That's good. So what's your favourite? What's your favourite musical? Because I feel like you haven't put your favourite on the top.
Well, when you
5.
talk about musical, like what, like you know, because sometimes you can like the songs, but not necessarily like the state. Like there's different elements. You're not asking the right questions here.
What?
Well, I wasn't going to stop there. I was
All
going to
right,
be like,
okay.
what's your favourite and done. I was going to expand out
Oh,
from it.
it's not nice, is it, when people cut you off? Is it?
Ooh.
I need to know.
I will say, when it comes to musicals, I do approach them obsessively. Maybe not in I don't approach my hobbies in that obsessive way, but when I learn of a new musical, I'll like look up every production. I'll like get through every sound.
You have to
every
know
cast
the
album.
lyrics.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Music all
So-
the time.
And that'll go through like a period. So at the moment, I'm in a real cabaret period. I've watched Joel Gray's version, Eddie Redmayne, Alan Cumming, amazing. I've like watched every single version of it. So I do go obsessively, and I go in. So at the moment, I'd probably say my favourite is Cabaret. But overall, consistently, what I always come back to is a musical called Falsettos.
Oh, of course, it's going to
Oh.
be something we've not.
It's a
Heard
really niche
of.
one. It's an American musical, and it's about this family, dysfunctional family. The dad is gay. He's got this lover. They've got this son is coming up to his bar mitzvah. So the mother and the husband, who sort of hate each other because he's gone off with this man, have to come together to make this boy's bar mitzvah a success. And then she starts dating his psychiatrist. It's all about dysfunctional families. And in the second half is the AIDS crisis. And the partner of the husband gets AIDS. And it's all about rallying around him and like... and at the end of the musical, they have the bar mitzvah in his in his AIDS ward, basically. And it's very beautiful. It's a lot, I know. It's one of those,
Yeah,
again,
see,
it's one of those
I did.
things-
It looks like if we watch this back, it's going to look like I'm laughing at AIDS.
No.
But I was just laughing at how big the subject became
Yeah.
all of a sudden. It's like,
Yeah.
and the second half is about AIDS. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's one
Quite
of
a
those things
shift.
where, like, how's this become a musical? Why is this story chosen out for a musical?
Mm.
But it's so perfect. The characters, it's a small cast. I think there's like 6 to 8 characters overall, and it's beautiful.
What was it called?
Falsettos.
Falsetto.
The music is great. It's the most I've cried at, and I cry at a lot of musicals. Something about seeing a
something
live
musical, yeah.
makes me cry.
Is there a film version you have that you can revisit?
There are some like bootlegs on YouTube, but I went to see it. There was this very short period. I'm glad I got into it in time, because there's a few times I've got into a musical and then I found out it was on the West End 2 years ago. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, it's not going to come back for ages. I got to see it on the West End, and at the end I was there. I went with my dad, and I was
Straightest man
the
on
straightest
earth.
man alive, and we were at the end. And Dad was like, "Oh, that was good," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're going now." But people around me like just like stuck in their seats,
Yeah.
like sobbing,
Bawling
so
out, wow.
heartbreaking. But it's really beautiful.
That is nice though, isn't it? I think that's part of the joy of, when you go up to London to see a show, you go with someone. It's normally a special occasion.
Yeah.
Like when we went to see Mamma Mia with my sister and my mum, and behind us were this line of gays, and knowing me, knowing
You're not allowed
you.
to do that anymore.
What?
Line them up.
This was like early 2000s.
Oh, you could do it back
Oh,
then.
Yeah, you could do it back then. It was fine. They all had the frosted tips, that Will Young era, and they were singing "Know Me, Knowing You," aha, and then they would all come in with "aha" afterwards, and it became such a thing that we still quote that whenever we hear that, because we remember that,
Yeah.
and that was lovely.
Oh, that's good.
I tell you what really ruins musicals for me, and I think this is maybe I'm judging musicals wrongly. Maybe you've changed my mind again. Maybe I don't hate musicals. The thing that I sort of hate is when you go to one of those musical diners and they stand up and sing musicals. That, to me, I would rather gouge my eyes out than go to that.
That sounds horrendous. But
But-
why have you left your ears?
But
How do I get out?
I've made it worse.
And can you see?
yeah, that's how much I hate it so much. I would go for the wrong sense. But when I bond with people who I've got friends who like musicals, that would be their dream.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
This is the other problem with musicals,
Yeah.
as well as
Ooh.
jukebox,
The
cash
riff-raff.
grabs,
Yeah.
commercialisation.
Other people who enjoy musicals. Yeah.
It's the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a musical night. Let's all have some wine and drink
Always
musical.
ruined
Obviously, if
by
it's
the
me and
fans.
Andrew, perfect. We'd have a lovely night. Well, that's what we basically did in Edinburgh.
I want to have a little
Do you remember
musical
when we
night.
performed Don't Go Breaking My Heart together?
Yeah. Karaoke.
It was great.
Sweet.
But Andrew's the only person who I would find that acceptable for.
But yeah, the taste. The problem is a lot of the tastemakers in musical theatre do have terrible taste. There's a musical called The Little Big Things, and me and Reese both despise it. We went to see it. We thought it was at best mediocre, and it was touted as the best new. Like Andrew Lloyd Webber again. He didn't write it, but he was like quoting it, being like, "This is the future of British musical theatre," and like everyone's going on about how it's the most amazing thing. And at the end of the last year, I got loads of TikToks of people giving their like best and worst musicals, and they consistently put in their worst one of the best things I ever saw, called Strange Loop, because it was a bit different and they didn't get it, and they consistently put as their favourite The Little Big Things, and it just made me realise like, oh god, no, musical theatre people are terrible.
Awful.
I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
get it. I get why you don't like it
But
fully.
and then this is how full of shit I am. I hate people that share my musical theatre love. I don't want to spend a night singing Chicago with you. Thank you very much. Unless your name is Andrew White, in which case, when can
You'll
we do
do it.
that? When you like bond over like a little niche musical that you both realise you like. So my friend the other day sang a bit of Not While I'm Around from Sweeney Todd, which is one of my favourite.
harm you.
Not while I'm around. Yeah. and I love that song. It's so beautiful, and you're like, oh my god, someone knows it, and then it's like a little bonding moment, and that's fine. That's acceptable. You can have a little sing song, but I don't want to do a 6 with you.
I don't like that song either.
Why don't you like it?
Because it's like a Cockney singing. I really
I
hate
love
it.
Cockney singing.
Oh, while I'm around, get inside my pie tonight. Hate it.
There's a musical called Things Ain't What They Used to Be.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
God.
It ran for a very short time. It's very, but it's pure Cockney singing.
Even
Yeah,
the
no,
sound
so
of
no,
it.
see, that's my
Things
dream.
ain't what they used to be.
Oh no,
But then
that's what I
like
want
that
to
Scrooge
do.
Song. That's Cockney singing. Why do I like that one? Maybe that's just
I
it's
went-
stuck in my mind.
I went to a party the other day and there was a guy singing
off.
Cockney Knees Up songs, and it was the best.
How does the
hour.
Cockney knees on up?
Well, he had a
song
little piano and he was just singing like
I thought they played the spoons.
well, someone else played spoons next to
Oh,
him.
good.
Forever blowing bubbles, that sort of thing. Oh, I love Cockney singing. That's my favourite.
I do like that.
All I
Thank you very
want
much.
is a room
Oh,
somewhere.
I don't like that. I don't
No?
like it. No, maybe it's just women. Maybe it's just women Cockneys I don't like. It's I hate.
What about Dick Van
Nancy.
Dyke?
Don't like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, I do like.
I've
Dick.
never seen Mary Poppins.
I like
film.
that in Mary Poppins.
You're just a Cockney misogynist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's the misogyny. Sorry. Always comes down to misogyny.
I don't mind a bird, but if they're
Are they singing?
As long as they're
Oh,
quiet.
get out of here.
She's singing as long as she needs that bloke. I'm out. I'm
That's why I
out.
like that Step in Time one.
Step
in time, step in time. I like that one.
What
Because that's not a woman singing it. But I don't like that. Oh, he loves me.
about Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd?
I don't like
Oh,
her
it's just
singing.
great.
No, I don't like it. That's what we were talking about. That's the
It's a
song.
damn right shame. Such
Seems
a
an awful
waste.
waste.
Don't like
What's
it.
his name as? Head. Has.
Ugh.
It's shout out to Stephen Sondheim, by the way. He's one of my
Yeah,
favourite
I love Sweeney
composers of all
Todd.
time. Yeah, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
I do like
You took me
Sweeney
round, Andrew. I'm convinced now.
I went
I'm
to
now obsessed.
I went to see the Sweeney Todd, the Johnny Depp one,
Oh,
at the
no.
cinema,
No.
and I didn't know it was a musical.
Oh, that is.
That's always bad.
And it
Yeah.
ruined my fucking life. Oh my god. I was so close to walking out, but I'm so cheap. I was like, well, I've paid for this. I'm not leaving. And I watched the whole thing and I hated it.
How do you feel about La La Land?
Never seen it.
Never seen
Never
it.
seen
Interesting.
I liked it, didn't love it, but I did like it. I thought it was nice. It's a little like love letter to Hollywood, really, isn't it? It's nice.
I feel like film musicals that I don't think can be stage musicals, I don't count as musicals. So like I wouldn't count. La La Land.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, what other examples of that are there? Because I think I enjoy them more.
Yeah. What are some good examples? I don't know. I'm an old school 80s, with a flowing kimono, sort of going to the theatre, turning my nose up at things I don't like. I'm a proper homosexual snob.
Perfect.
And I really look
That's
down
how we've
on-
always viewed
on-
you, Andrew.
On lots of people,
Yeah.
on lots of composers.
That's how I view myself, though. I think that's why we get on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I describe you to most people. Oh, have you met Andrew? Homosexual snob.
Well, again, my 5 would be Cabaret, Book of Mormon, Come From Away, Little Shop of Horrors, and
Matilda.
Matilda.
Yeah.
There's a good spectrum.
I do want to see Matilda live now.
Yeah, you
talked
should.
it up well for me, and I like the movie, and I like Tim Minchin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
they-
God.
The
Matilda was
production-
amazing.
I, as an adult man, were looking at some elements of the production going, that's fucking magic. How have they done that?
Incredible. Thank you for sharing your obsession with us, Andrew. I think
Thank
you,
you for having
this is
me.
where I try to wrap it up, and then Sandra
Yeah,
goes,
but did
I need to ask more questions.
well? No, I think the thing is you've already asked the question, and I just missed it. You asked how obsessed are you?
No, I haven't asked
Oh,
that.
Andrew. Oh no, you do it, Hetty.
Thank you for sharing your obsession with us. How obsessed are you with musicals? Is it a lifelong obsession? Do you dip in? Do you dip out?
It's a lifelong obsession. I will say I do maybe dip in and dip out in terms of seeing it live, but at the moment my calendar up there's at least 4 in July, and I think I'm going to see Chorus Line in August, so that's 5 in the space of about a month or so. So
That's a lot of musicals.
it is a lot of musicals.
That's more
so
than one a week.
That is more than one a week. Yeah, I will say I probably on average I see about 1 or 2 a month.
But I
So-
think, I know exactly how your obsession works on this one. I think that you get obsessed with particular musicals and that takes over your life for 3 weeks, because I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly it.
When I went to see Matilda, I was obsessed with Matilda for 3 weeks and I couldn't get enough of it. And then I've not listened to the soundtrack
Yeah,
since.
again. There was a song in Matilda I kept listening to that I really liked. I think it's one near the end when they're like, she's not going to get one over on us again.
Revolting Children. We are
Yeah.
revolting children living in...
Bloody love it.
It's
Just
so
that bit just
good.
makes me tap my
Oh,
foot.
I'm really pleased I've spoken to you, Andrew. Maybe I don't hate musical theatre. Hearing you say what you hate about musical theatre and it aligning with me,
Mm,
that makes me feel like that my love is still there.
good. I'm
Makes
glad.
sense, doesn't it?
Makes
we all
sense.
don't like bad musical theatre.
Yes.
We all like good musical
yeah, yeah.
theatre.
And we're going to finish this off and go and write one now.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go right.
Develop it.
All right, let's write a musical. Thank you very much for listening, if you listened, and watching, if you
I
watched.
don't know why we wave.
Oh, no, we need to talk about...
Yeah, let us know what
your
your
f-
favourite musicals are.
We
What?
need to have a little bit where we talk about people. Who's
Oh,
that
yes.
guy?
Zach.
Zach. Is he a super fan?
He is apparently now a super fan.
All right.
He has been from the start. But the other day I got about 20 notifications and he basically liked every single reel.
Yeah,
So
I thought he
messaged
was
him
an automated bot. Like, I noticed it, and I was like, oh.
and I said, oh, thank you. And he says, yeah, basically I've just watched all of them. And they're great.
Oh, nice.
And he says, our Instagram is very good.
Oh, thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Share it.
Yeah, share it around.
Post it. How do you do it? You just repost people's...
Yes, so I was reading the other day on Instagram that it's the sends that boosts the algorithm.
Yeah,
so
send
if
it to your
if you find a clip
friends.
funny, send it to your
And
friends,
save
please.
it.
Save
That's
it.
free.
Yeah. Keep doing that.
Save and send, please.
Cara, thank you for sharing stuff. Cara's been sending stuff.
Oh, thanks. It really helps.
Does help.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I've asked some people whether they'd come see us live, and they would.
Oh yeah, we got to do
Hobby
live.
Hoppers.
Do live show. We're definitely doing it.
Hobby Hoppers. It's really good.
Yeah.
Hobby Hoppers. We just got to set the date. Thank you to everyone who has liked and shared and stuff. It
Yes.
really helps. What other stuff, Andrew? You know the podcast Gubbins.
Yes, give a rating on Spotify,
Oh,
on
yes.
Apple Podcasts.
Ratings are like gold dust.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
Some of my own family haven't done it.
It really is crazy. You see some podcasts that, like, if they have like 1,000 ratings, they have like millions of
Yeah.
listeners. The conversion rate is really
It's
low.
insane.
So to get a rating, especially 5-star, in fact only 5-star,
Yes, please.
then it really does help. So go and rate.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Sing us out.
Please do.
Yeah, what are you going to sing?
Oh, I don't know. I thought it just cut there. As long as he needs me.
I know where I must be. Oh, cling on steadfastly, as long as he needs me.